Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of 3 New Brews. Today we're going to be going over the 3 old blue leaders from set 1 and the starter deck, and we're going to update them with cards from the new set. All 3 deck lists are going to be in the description below, and just like all the other videos in the series, these decks are meant to be starting points for you, so you can just click on the deck, open up DBS Deck Planet, and then change the deck however you want. First up today is Vegeta. Now, I think Vegeta is in a really good spot right now. I kind of love everything that it's doing. The biggest problem with Vegeta in set 1 was that it had a really hard time closing out the games. It was really good, just like poking and dealing small amounts of damage throughout. But then when you got to the end game, you were normally outmatched by the big green decks. And now you have the tools to actually like fight those things, which is really nice. All right, we're just going to jump right into the deck. So it starts off, we got 3 Mize. We're only playing 3, so I don't really want to take the life too early. In this style of tempo deck and how you're like normally supposed to be playing Vegeta during set 1 is you want the opponent to attack you. Because if you use Mai too early and you awaken on say like turn 2 or 3, the opponent's just going to be attacking you and you're going to have to waste cards to combo out of that. So in the early turns, just don't give the opponent an avenue of attack to your battle cards and just let them come into your leader. So that's the reason we're only playing 3 Mize, because you really want to see it around turn 3 or 4. Unless you're like playing Mai turn 1 and then playing Goten turn 2, like that's a pretty decent thing to do. But usually you just want to play this a little bit later when you want to fully awaken. All right, new card from set 2. We're playing 4 Bulma. So this is Vegeta's Harumaki. This says if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, choose up to one of your Vegeta cards, and it gets plus 10k power for the turn. So this card is awesome. It makes your Vegeta a 45k on the Awaken side, which is just insane. That pretty much just reads like the opponent's going to take a damage this turn, or waste multiple cards. It also pairs really well with another new card that we're playing that we'll get into later. But yeah, this Bulma is awesome. This is exactly what this deck needed. 4 Pilaf. Pilaf's great. Just pretty much always play 4 in every blue deck. 3 Trunks, 3 Zamasu. I'm not sure if 3 is the correct number. This card's going to be very good. There are a lot of really good 1-drops you want to take care of. And then it also tucks 2-drops if you have a Vegito out, which is actually just amazing. We're playing 4 1-drop Goten. I am so excited we don't have to play the 2-drop Goten anymore. I really don't like that card. I think that card is borderline unplayable, but we kind of had to play it because it was a 10k that you get with Gotenks. But now we have this card, and this card's great. There's no 7-card restriction on the ability, so you just play it and bounce something 2 or less. It's a 10k combo power, so it works really well with Gotenks, and it's a 1-drop, so you can get it back with Pilaf. This card just kind of does it all. I think this might be one of the most important cards that blue got. We also have 2 2-drop Trunks. This card's meant to be either a combo early card, so we can play the Gotenks, or it is a later play where you're like double spelling and trying to kill the opponent. Then we got 4 3-cost Vegito. I talked about this card a lot more in the Zamasu video, but this card is just awesome. Tucks 2 or less when it enters, and then it just scales. So like if you play a second Vegito while this one's on board, the second one will tuck a 3, and then the next Zamasu you play will 1-drop will tuck a 3. It's crazy. It's also a 25k for 3, which is like perfectly on curve. It attacks well. It controls the board well. It's pretty much everything you want in a 3-drop. Next, we got 3-drop Gotenks. We're playing 4 of these, and then we're playing 4 of the 4-drop Gotenks. So this card is really cool. Haven't really had too much of a chance to try this out. But the gist is, you play this card, you attack with it, you bring it back to hand, and then you play this Gotenks. Go and grab your 1-drop Goten and 2-drop Trunks. And so that's 30k combo back in your hand. And you got a free attack off of it, which is really cool. Yeah, I think this card is going to be very, very strong. It being leader locked is kind of unfortunate because I really want to play this type of card in a Trunks build that I was working on. But yeah, I realized later as I was building it that, yeah, it says Vegeta on it, so I can't. All right, next we got 4-cost Vegeta. So this card is really awesome. On play, you play up to 1 Bulma with a cost of 1 from your hand. So that's this Harumaki Bulma. This Bulma can then buff either your leader Vegeta or the Vegeta that you just played. And then the 4-drop Vegeta also says if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card and your leader get plus 5k power. So this just makes your leader a 40k without anything else on the board. And then if you have the Bulma to pair with it, your leader is now a 50k, which means that this attacks into Broly and they have to use a Meteor and another card. Like, this is exactly what this Vegeta deck was missing. This can just close out games very quickly. And then we were playing 2 5-drop Vegetos. Vegeto is an amazing card, and playing with it, it just feels like one of the best cards in the game right now. That could be a product of like what I'm playing against though, and there could be a lot of variables that made me come to that conclusion. So I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. So because this card felt so good to play, I'm playing it over the 5-drop Vegeta. Obviously 5-drop Vegeta would go really well with Bulma because it's a 45k double striker, and then 50k if you want to combo with the Bulma as well. However, I've realized that this deck really doesn't want to go past 5 energy, and that would be a 6 energy play. So I think 2 Vegeto is like kind of the sweet spot here. Moving on, we just got 4 super combos, whatever. 4 Gallic Guns. Gallic Gun was the best extra card in set 1, and I think it's still up there, and it's gotten actually better because blue as a whole has gotten better. But I think you're just kind of starting all blue decks with 4 Gallic Guns and 4 peel-offs, and then you just kind of go from there. And then we got 2 Absolute Lightning. So I'm playing Absolute Lightning over Sickle in this deck, just because I want to take care of the larger threats that the opponent's playing, like things in the green deck. This sacrifices a little bit of power in the red matchup, but I think that Vegeta is going to go pretty well into red anyway, or at least be like 55% against it. Yes, Sickle would make that matchup better, but I think it's more important to make the green matchup slightly better. Unless red is just like absolutely dominant 80% of the field, then you replace these with Sickle. All right, that is the first deck. Let's get into the second one. All right, deck number 2, we got Trunks. In my opinion, this is going to be a very important leader. If Topku is going to be as good a deck as I think it's going to be, this deck plays so well against Topku, and actually just like U7 as well. Moving into the deck list, we got 4 Zamasu, 3 My Future. Again, in these blue decks, you don't really want to awaken too early, or you just want to force the opponent to attack you, exactly the same as Vegeta. However, Mai is slightly better in this deck since the second ability of Mai is going to happen more often since your Awakened Leader actually triggers this. So maybe 4 is correct, but we're just going to stick with 3 for now. Got 4 Harumaki, this deck's version of Bulma. 4 Goten, again, 4 Pilaf, this time 4 Trunks Youth. No 2-drops in the deck. We're not playing any Gotenks, so we don't need the 2-drop Trunks. Instead, we're going right to 3s. We got 2 Piccolo and 2 Trunks Future. So Piccolo is really interesting. This deck is a full-on tempo deck, and we're going to be playing into the late game. So on 6 energy, a play that you could make is you can Absolute Lightning something, play Piccolo, pick up the Lightning, and then bounce the Piccolo back to your hand with your Trunks ability. And then you can just keep doing that and answering every threat that the opponent plays. So in those super grindy matchups, I think that's going to be really important. Of course, you can also do the same thing against Sickle, which is way better against the red decks. But yeah, I think that is actually going to be a really fun and important thing that you can do. We're playing 2 Trunkses, like I said earlier. This card is fine. Maybe this needs to be in more Piccolos if Piccolo ends up being really good. Again, haven't done too much testing with this deck, but Trunks does seem like it's in a pretty good spot right now. Especially with these 3-drop Vegetos, Trunks can now bounce 6-drop or less, which is kind of neat. Yeah, and we're also playing 4 3-drop Vegetos and a full set of the SCR as well. So this deck is like full on tempo, like I said earlier, and we're really playing into our late game. So we have Vegetos and Vegetas. And during the game, as we're controlling the board with our leader, Zamasu's, 3-drop Vegetos, and Gotens, we then get to finish the game off with our 2 5-drops of choice. We also got 4 super combos as usual, 4 Gallic Guns. Again, like I said, you should start every blue deck with 4 Gallic Guns and 4 Pilafs. And then 2 Sickle. We said in the tier list video that Sickle is probably the most improved extra card. I think this has become like a top 10 or top 5 card in general. This card is going to be so good, especially against Kefla. You play the opponent plays Kefla, and then this can just bounce both of those to the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this is going to be really important if what I think is going to happen, and Top Coup is going to be the best deck. Unfortunately, it's not as mana efficient as you want it to be. Like, they spend 1 and play the Kefla and another card, and you're spending 3 to get rid of it. Like, it's not amazing for you, but it's something that has to be done because you have to get rid of them. And then we got 2 Absolute Lightnings to deal with the bigger things that the opponent's doing. But yeah, this deck seems really fun. This is going to be one of the first decks that I try out when set 2 actually goes live on the client. I just think everyone online is going to be trying Top Coup, and why not just play the absolute counter to it? All right, that's it for Trunks. Let's get into Goku Black. All right, last deck today is Goku Black, and as you can see, I'm breaking my own rule already. Notably absent, there's no Gallic Guns in this deck. I just wanted to try out all the new cards, and there was just no room for it, so I just cut them. This is also a very different type of deck than the other ones. It's just more pure combo. Like, you just want to be playing this 6-drop Goku Black on turn 4. So the Gallic Gun thing didn't really make sense here. I also think this is probably the worst of the 3 decks, but Goku Black's a fan favorite, so I had to make something. So as you see, I just went full combo. I went find all of your pieces to get Goku Black on turn 4, and just like, don't worry about anything else. Just focus on getting your Goku Black out. Going through the deck, we got 4 Pilaf, 4 Tuck Zamasu. We got a new Zamasu here, the 1-drop. So we're playing 4 of these, and this says if you have a Goku Black battle card, it can't be KO'd. That's kind of nice. And then on play, look at top 5 cards. You put a Goku Black from the top into your hand. So this helps find your 6-drop, helps find your 3-drop. So this pretty much just is helping you find your 6-drop, but it also has other hits as well in case you don't find it. As you know, when I've played Goku Black, Gowasu has like always whiffed. And this one I think is going to whiff more often than not because we're only playing 12 Goku Blacks. So every time I'm going to play this card, I'm going to whiff. I just know it. And then when we play Gowasu, currently I always whiff, but we have way more hits now that I don't see that really ever happening. And no, Gowasu does not get Zamasu fused because it's a different name. But yeah, this has 24 hits in the deck. That should be more than enough to always get something. But really what you're looking for is your 6-drop Goku Black if you don't already have it, or just like any one of these other ones to get to your 6-drop. Got 4 Goten's. Goten's really good. Helps you stabilize the board, get rid of your opponent's 2-drops that are annoying you. 3 My Future. I have 3 My in every deck, I just realized, and 3 might just be the right number. I like that. Unfortunately, this kind of is your only Self-Awakener, so you don't ever really want to attack the opponent at all and just like force their leader into your leader. And then like on turn 3, you can play as this Zamasu that can't be removed by your opponent's skills, plus a Mai to awaken. And then turn 4, you can play the Goku Black. Speaking of which, we're also playing this 2-drop Zamasu. That's like pretty sticky. And when it attacks, you also get to rummage, which means discard a card and then draw a card, which also helps you find your Goku Black. There's a lot of synergy with this deck if you haven't noticed. And then we got 3-drop Goku Black to look for a Zamasu if you don't have one already. It's also a 10k combo, which is super nice. We're playing 3 4-drop Zamasu fused. I'm not sure if this card really goes in this type of deck, but this card has been so powerful every time I've cast it, or every time it's been cast against me. So I just wanted to put it in the Zamasu deck. It's on theme, and it's cool. Next, the Goku Black of choice is this 4-drop one. So we could be playing the vanilla, and then there's also another one that I looked at that just wasn't as strong. I think it was the promo one. But this one is like really no joke. When it attacks, you put a 2-drop or less on the bottom of the owner's deck. That's like really good. It helps get rid of cards that the opponent would naturally combo with to like get in for the kill. And then obviously we're playing 6-drop Goku Black. This is the reason why you play this deck. Getting this out on turn 4 feels unbeatable. Any other time after that, the deck feels really underwhelming. The best things to get with it are your 4-drop Goku Black and then your 4-drop Zamasu fused. But yeah, if this drops early, the opponent doesn't really have much to deal with it. 4 super combos, 3 sickles. Sickle's just going to be really important for a deck like this because you're really hoping on one thing, which is your Goku Black. And if the opponent's like playing Kefla on like turn 3, you need a way to deal with it. And then just 1 absolute lightning for like that one thing you need to get rid of. Possibly Broly, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got for today. All decks will be in the description below, so go check them out yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.